Well. Welcome back to the channel. Let's do something completely different this time. As we're all well aware, the World Cup is on the way. It's pretty much upon us. I'm actually watching the opening ceremony as we speak. It's on in front of me now. It's a little bit crazy, I would say. But I've seen a lot of places do this, so I just wanted to get in on the fun. It's the World Cup predictor. Haven't overly thought about who I think is going to win the World Cup. Been very much focused on the Formula One and everything else like that. But now it's time to shift focus and skip over to Formula One. What I will say is we've got the Eurosport predictor open here, and what I'll do, I'll switch away completely. Okay, so I've disappeared now. Let's see if we can get my face back on the screen though. There I am. Okay. Let's see. Make that a little bit smaller and perhaps put that over here. Yeah, look at that. That looks good. That looks good. All right, let's get straight into it here. Group A. Group A. Who are we going for in Group A? Well, that definitely won't help things. Who are we going for here in Group A? All right, so we've Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands in this. For me, I think Netherlands definitely number one. It's more a case of Senegal, Ecuador, or Qatar in second. This isn't going to be a dramatic shock to anyone. I'm putting Qatar in fourth. Hopefully there won't be any foul play in how everything goes here, but that's my call for this one. So Qatar in fourth place. Now comes down to Ecuador versus Senegal. Ecuador versus Senegal. Oh, I don't know a lot about Ecuador. So I'm going to put Senegal ahead of them. Of course, Sadio Mane for Senegal and Ecuador in third. Of course, we kick off the tournament in just a little while now between Qatar and Ecuador. Next up, Group B. I'm Irish, so it's always hard to go for England, although I recognise more of their players probably than any other team in the tournament. So I'm going to say England number one. USA, Wales, and Iran shouldn't really put up a challenge. England may not get maximum points. They might drop points to Wales. A draw would be my outside guess on this one, but it's not going to go further than that. So England to win the group, Wales then to come second in the group, USA to come third, and Iran to come fourth. I know that's being harsh on Iran. Some people think Iran could actually cause an upset. Some people also think USA could cause an upset, but let's be realistic. I think European football is very strong at the moment, and so I'm going to put Wales by virtue of Gareth Bale being in the team. He'll probably turn up for this tournament. Let's hope he does. I mean, mentally turn up, not physically turn up, because he is there. That brings us then to Group C. We've Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Straight in there, Argentina to win the group and Saudi Arabia to come last. Then it's a very tough one between Mexico and Poland. Who's going to do it out of those two? Oh, for once, Poland, they need to actually put in a performance at a tournament. So I'm going to say Poland. Mexico are always good at the World Cup though, so you can never write them off. That for me is probably tougher than the Senegal, Ecuador, second and third. Poland, Mexico. It could be either or of those. But Lewandowski, he has to bring it. Poland actually need to turn up to a tournament for once because they don't have a good record of doing that, guys. No, they don't. But anyway, that brings us to Group D. Group D. Now, this is not easy. This is not easy at all. It could be Denmark. It could be France. If France turn up and are not fighting and do everything that they need to do, then it's going to be France, okay? Denmark then is my shout for second place. Tunisia, I'm going to shoot for third place, and Australia for fourth place. They could alternate slightly, but the African teams are usually quite strong, don't score a lot of goals though, and that could be ultimately their downfall. Then in Group E, right, we have Spain and we have Germany. Who finishes above? We also have Japan and Costa Rica. So let's get the non-shockers out of the way. Costa Rica to finish fourth and Japan to finish third. If Germany don't perform, there could be a little bit of a shock on there, similar to the way we had with South Korea in the last World Cup. But I don't see that happening. But you can kind of see what way I'm leaning here. So I'm going to go for Germany second and Spain to win the group. And then that brings us to, I was about to say to our final group. It doesn't quite bring us to our final group. Let me just move it there so we can see it properly. Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. So I'm going to put Canada in last. I'm actually going to put Morocco in third place. Once again, another African team, but not a lot of goals in them as far as I can tell. So that will be an issue, especially when they come up against the likes of Belgium, who I'm shooting for first, and then Croatia for second place. I think Croatia are an older team than the one that turned up to the last World Cup, and that'll be a problem for them. That'll be a problem for them. Group G ain't as straightforward as people are making out. It really and truly isn't. Everybody expects Brazil to blow this wide open. I think in the group stages, Brazil could have one bad match, and I suspect that bad match is going to be against either Serbia or Switzerland. Which of them? Now, in an incredibly tight group, I'm going to put Cameroon in fourth, which it's Cameroon, you know, you wouldn't imagine that they'd come fourth, but look at who else is in here. I'm going to put Serbia in third place. Serbia, tough team as well. They'll grit it out. Mitrovic, of course, very good striker. But then that leaves us with Switzerland and Brazil. So Switzerland, where are we putting Switzerland? So now, here's the big tournament shocker. I'm putting Switzerland for first place in the group, and I'm putting Brazil for second. I may be totally wrong about this, but this is a punt I want to take because, you know, if it works out, I'm going to be one of the very few people that saw this coming. And if it doesn't work out, I'll say, yeah, well, reality struck. So, you know, I can't lose in that regard. And then final group, Group H. I'm really, really struggling with this one. Really struggling here. Uruguay, Ghana, Korea, they all have good performances in them. Portugal as well. Portugal don't usually play as well as they should play, in my opinion. But that being said, we'll put Portugal first in the group. I'm going to put Uruguay second, Ghana third, and Korea fourth. But Korea could just as easily finish up in second in this group, or could Ghana. I'm really struggling with this. All right, let's click on next. This is what we're looking like at the moment. So Netherlands versus Wales, for me, there can only be one winner in this, and that's the Netherlands. Argentina versus Denmark. Oh, you know what? Denmark would do it. Denmark would beat Argentina. Spain versus Croatia. As I said, Croatia's a much more aged team than last time out. Just about hand this one to Spain. Just about. Then Switzerland versus Uruguay. You know what? It's Switzerland. If they're able to beat Brazil, they're able to beat Uruguay. Let's put it that way. We've England versus Senegal. So I anticipate England will make it a tighter affair than they need to, but they'll get through. And then France versus Poland. France are going to win that one. It sets up a mouth-watering tie there, as you can see. Belgium and Germany. Oh, Belgium and Germany. This is last shot saloon for Belgium, I'm afraid. Last shot for them. I don't imagine they're going to have as strong a team again in 4 years. So Belgium, I'm going with here. Portugal, Brazil. It's going to be Brazil. But you see what happens if Brazil comes second in their group. They could end up with Portugal in the knockouts. Let's go back to the top then. See this through. Denmark versus Netherlands. Well, if Denmark are on a good run of form and they're able to beat Argentina, they're probably going to beat Netherlands as well. There you go. So Denmark could be the shock team or the surprise team in this tournament. Really and truly. Spain and Switzerland. I think Switzerland's journey comes to an end here. And it's Spain that goes through there. England and France. Actually, England might just turn up to this one because everybody will think that France is going to win it. It'll be a tight match, but I give it to France. And that's England out at the quarterfinal stage. Belgium, Brazil. We're going Brazil. Okay. We're going Brazil just about. But it could just as easily be Belgium there in that one. That would set up a mouth-watering tie with France in the semi-final. Either way, it's a mouth-watering tie. Denmark and Spain. I think Denmark run out of steam here. Spain probably have better depth in squad. that put Spain into the World Cup final. Can you believe it? And France then versus Spain in the World Cup final. France to beat Brazil. I think if Brazil got to the final, they'd beat Spain. But France are my tips. Are missing some secondary predictions. Okay, well, I didn't put in scores. I'm not prepared to go that far just yet. So France are my predictions for this World Cup, as you can see. That was fun. All right, let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this World Cup. Very interested to hear your feedback on this as well. Let's see now if we can switch back the old camera. So I'm going to disappear for a second. And yeah, here I come now. Here I come. There we are. Back to normal. Okay, so that's it for this video. We might do a couple of reaction videos or watch alongs during this World Cup. But it's about to kick off. Festival of Football. No sooner is the Formula 1 season done than we're into a Festival of Football. Let's hope it's a good one. Thanks for joining and speak to you soon.